a typical example of a person with that is Sewa Amihe's body. So yes, with that kind of body, you have to wear, like you can also wear things that will exaggerate the top so that people do not see the difference so much. But in this part of the world, a lot of people will appreciate that. So they rather dress to enhance the smallish part and then make the down part look very big. But if you want to minimize it, you could wear darker things at the down part so that attention is not drawn to that place. We have the hourglass shape. That shape, the hips and shoulders are same with a defined waist. That is why you have a very, very small waist. A lot of Ghanaian women don't have that kind of shape. And that shape can be enhanced more with when you have belts or outfit that has elastic in the middle to hold the waist together. Then we come to the apple shape. Most of the weight is around the waist. So this kind of person, A-line dresses, unstructured dresses, flared dresses, wrap dresses, and sometimes you also can wear relatively short skirts, depending on how comfortable you are, so that it draws the attention from your waist to other places that people can see. The last one is the inverted triangle. This type of body have the shoulders and the hips and the waist, as you can see in the picture. And then these kind of people can wear the peplum top, the jackets. When you wear the jackets, has to be close to the waist or just above the waist so that you can't see the difference too much when it comes to your dressing. Yeah, so we come to building the wardrobe itself. We start by our clothes. Usually at this part of the world, we can divide our clothes into about 3 or 4. So what we use for church and occasional wears, our work wears, our house attire. Maybe between the house attire, we could add outing, but it doesn't happen much. So I have just divided it into these 3. When you pick the church wear or special occasions, you need to be careful about colors. That is where you don't want to go too much on colors. Let's say most of the time people wear African prints to church now. So you see people, because there is red, there is blue, you see them wearing maybe a yellow bead with a red shoe. The outlook becomes too much. So we have to minimize it. Maybe if you pick a color you are working with, just like the picture, just pick one color.
Lara, please check. I couldn't hear you. I don't know if it's just my end.
Okay, whilst we are waiting for Gloria, I would say that I think for me it's quite insightful because usually, I mean, we have different body types, like she said, and myself, sometimes I would love to wear maybe like, 3/4 sleeves or that, but because I'm so cute, I'm like, oh, where am Fatame Papa? Or probably it will make me look like more shorter or some way. And I'm sure you all go through that. Sometimes choosing something to wear can be very, very difficult. So I think as ladies, as leaders, this is quite an interesting eye-opener for me. I mean, we've been in corporate for years, and sometimes we know the kind of dressing people bring. It's either you're dressing overly or you're underdressing, even when it comes to the shoes that we wear. Sometimes open toes must not be used for probably corporate dresses, but if you don't know, you just wear anything and you feel that you're looking good, but professionally, that is not the way to go. So I'm sure she will join us soon, and then she can take us through more of the insights that she has for us today. So I'm just hoping that she'll join us shortly, and then we can continue. Okay, I'm still not getting her. So whilst we are waiting for her, I think she was talking about how we should build our wardrobe. And on the slides, I can see the kind of, whether it's a church or a special occasion, workwear, house attire, and the kind of accessories that we should wear. And I think she was talking about the fact that sometimes looking at her own picture, the dress is quite colorful. I can see pink, I can see a lighter shade of purple, and I can see, I think yellow, right? And then maybe some white. But it doesn't mean that we should go ahead and wear looking at this, I think putting on another necklace would make it too much. So I can see it's just like a nice shoe to match one of the dominant colors.
Hi.
Okay, Gloria, you are in?
Hi.
Hello? Somebody was talking.
Sorry, Jenny, I'm back, but my network is not quite stable.
All right, I was trying to stand in. I don't think I did a great job, but I'm happy you are back. So welcome back.
Yes. So where I left off, I was talking about workwear. I was saying that you need to have some basics when it comes to workwear, like a pair of black trousers, a pair of skirts, a skirt, a jacket, a black shoe, a black bag. You can work a lot of things with it. For example, if you have a pair of trousers, you could wear it with a shirt and tuck-in, depending on your body type. Another time, let's say, even if you wear a pair of jackets and then a pair of trousers and you tuck in with a shirt on Monday, on Wednesday or Thursday, you could wear the same pair of jackets, a pair of trousers on a jacket. So when you have these basics, it helps so that you don't need to be wearing different things or different dresses every day. And for us who work in corporate, sometimes you get bored and you want a bit of variety. So that one helps. When you have the basics, you can do a lot of things. You can wear your black skirt with a blue jacket this week. Next week, you can wear it with a pink jacket. That is if your organization allows those colors. We go to the house attire. Most of the time, a lot of women do not invest in the things they wear at home. But you have to be careful, especially with people who are married, that you also have to look nice when you are home. A lot of people are comfortable with the easy flowing dresses, which is fine. But most of the time, you also have to see how it looks on you. People also like to wear shorts and tops, very easy. So when it comes to the house attire, it has to be loose. It has to be comfortable. You can wear your loose dresses, your shirts, your shorts, your trousers, but just be mindful that it needs to look presentable every time. Sometimes you can also do the color combinations here. If you have a pink shorts, when you are buying your next set of tops, you could add a pink top to it so that it matches. Or maybe you pick a multicolored shorts or a multicolored skirt, and then you pick different tops with it so that every time you wear is different, but it's still the same, maybe bottom or up, but you can do it with a lot of things. Okay, so we come to shoes. Shoes, I say, that has to be very comfortable. Depending on where you are taking, your work shoes has to be very comfortable. You need to know the length of heel you can wear. There are people who can wear 4 inches heel the whole day and they won't get tired. There are people who can wear 2. There are people who can wear blocks. So you need to identify what works for you. And I always say, because of work, you need to have a dark colored shoe. I will always recommend a black shoe. That goes with a lot of things. If you are people like us, then you can go ahead to have your blue, your brown, and all those things. But sometimes you don't necessarily need to wear the same color of dress and same color of shoe. Sometimes it looks a bit odd. So you have to be mindful when you pick the colors. Just be mindful, because sometimes when you do a navy blue and a navy blue shoe, it looks too plain. But sometimes when you do the navy blue and maybe you pick a black shoe or a black, it enhances the look. So let's be mindful of how we pick our shoes. And so when it comes to check, that's when we can go the colorful ones. But still, let's be mindful of patterns and stuff. If the shoes or sandals has a bit of patterns, we prefer that you wear it with the plains on top, because then if you are wearing something that is very textured up and your shoe or your sandals is also very textured, it makes your outlook looks very, very busy. So we also have to be mindful of how we put our clothes together. It's not just picking the matching ones, but when you finish and you look at it, sometimes you may have to take certain things off. Yes, today you would have loved to wear your beads or something, or even a type of chain or earring. But when you finish you see that sometimes you are too much, then you take some off to reduce it, so that when somebody sees you, your outlook outlook is simple but very presentable. That leads us into the accessories. We do a lot with accessories. Accessories is not just chain and earrings. We have brooches, we have rings, we have scarves, everything that can enhance your look. And sometimes when you wear a black dress, I always do that. When I wear a black dress and I get bored, I just put a colorful accessory on it to lighten up my day. You can do that with brooches, you can do that with flowers. You can do that with a lot of things, but it has to be things that work for you. You can do with belts, everything, but it has to work for you. It has to work for your body shape. Because if your body shape, a belt will not enhance it. There's no need to put a belt on. You need to find something else. Maybe you can go with a scarf or a colorful brooch or a flower to do. Sometimes some of the flowers we have, they are not really meant to be a brooch. So one trick I do is that sometimes I pick the plain flower, even sometimes it's a hairband, and then I put a safety pin and then I just put it on my chest because maybe I want that particular color or something. So you could also pick a clue from that. And if it works for you, you can also do that. When it comes to bags and purses, usually at this side of the world, we want everything to match. Sometimes it doesn't necessarily have to, like I was saying, but I also don't need to go off too much. So you have to see what works for you. We always recommend that you use a black bag or a dark colored bag for work. You can't always be holding a red bag or a yellow bag for work, depending on the type of work you do. So you need to get your basics. That's when you don't feel like doing color, you pick it and you are okay and you can go with it. So that is that for the, I haven't finished it. That is that for that. But then again, we also have to know that building a wardrobe is expensive. And then you need to also do it. You need to do it as and when you can afford. And it's not everything that is in style that works for you. You just have to know the things that work for you and you do it or you follow it. Yes, once in a while, you can go off, you see this and you can do it. You also have to look around and see how people combine colors. Sometimes you don't even think about something, but you see somebody do something and then the outlook is nice. So when you come home, you can copy it. The other thing too is that when you want to create a wardrobe, sometimes you always need to have a basic that you can start from. Let's say you have a wedding to go to. You can start picking your outfit from your shoe. Maybe you want to wear this kind of shoe. You pick your shoe and then you pick the outfit that will go with it or that you are comfortable with. You could also pick your dress and then come to look for a shoe. So depending on how you want it, you could do it as how you want it. Then again, you also need to look at, like I have said, your body shape and the things you want. You need to be comfortable in everything you wear in your outfit. So you need to do what works for you. Sometimes you try to wear what is in vogue, but I always say that do what works for you. If you know that when I was growing up, I thought that maybe having different colors of one dress was a bit much. But as I grew, I thought that if it works for me and I can have it in different colors, I don't think it matters. So let's know what works for us and let's do what works for us in this part of our world. I realized that these days, every time people send us invitations, it's white. So you also will want to get maybe one or two white dresses in. Sometimes you don't need to wait for the occasion to get it. You could just acquire it and put it down so that when you get the invitation, at least you are well prepared and then you can take it. And yes, we also go for funerals and stuff. So maybe you can get maybe a white dress, maybe a black dress or a black funeral cloth. Just put it down. Let's make sure that it is your size as well, so that when you get these things, you don't need to rush. I realize that a lot of women do not prep their wardrobe before time. Say, I ask people at work and they tell me they pick their outfits in the morning. When you have kids, especially in the morning, you do not have a lot of time. So you just grab anything and then you put it on and then you come to work. You forget that for the work, you stay there so people look at you. So I always advise people that you pick your outfits in the evening. even that when you try, you can sometimes even try it on so that if you have put on, it doesn't fit, you have enough time to change it. If you want to change your bag, you have enough time to pick it from the red bag and put it in the blue bag and stuff. You need to have time to put your outfits together. Sometimes when people see people outside and they look nice, a lot of effort goes into it. So we also need to make time to do that. When it comes to the wardrobe itself, you could segment it. Say you have where you put your black, maybe your black dresses or your office dresses, your check dresses, your skirt, so that it's also easier when you are looking for stuff. So you can do those things. And I always tell people that when you are ironing, for your dresses to last longer, you need to iron it from behind. Or you get something, a cotton something, and then you put it on your dresses. Because as you iron from the surface of the fabric, you spoil the fabrics. So you have maybe, especially our corporate wears or our office wear, it's supposed to last more than a year or two. But then you realize that because of how we iron it, by the first year, the face or the surface of the fabric is not good. It doesn't look presentable. So we have to be mindful of that and also iron all our stuff from behind. When we turn it and we iron, you still get it. If you press it well, it will still take the lines off. So let's also be mindful of that. I think I will pause here and then ask for questions.
Thank you so much, Gloria. Looking at the people on the platform, although my face is not clear, I want to show my face so that I can see, so that Gloria will also show her face more. But I must say that thank you so much. It's been quite insightful for me. Like I was saying earlier on, I've learned a lot, and I'm sure we've all learned a lot. So at this moment, we'll leave the platform for any questions, contributions, or if you have anything on your mind concerning your wardrobe. Gloria is all here to listen and address them. Thank you.
Hello, good evening, Jenny.
Hi, good evening.
Doc.
Oh, Jenny is fine.
How are you?
I'm blessed by grace. How are you too?
I'm well. I'm driving, so I don't know whether I'm coming out.
Is that my Prestido? Yes. Okay, I've seen it. Yes. So please, you have the floor.
Yeah, so I think it's been very interesting, educative, and for me, the house bits really got me, because most of the times when you get to listen to some of these lectures or teaching on your wardrobe or dressing, it's all about work or when you go out, but the house, dressing in the house, it's mostly left out. And it's something I have really picked, because sometimes, when you are in the house, you take for granted that you're in the house. So you have your favorite 2 or 3 dresses that you mostly put on and you don't mind. Okay, so I think from here, it's, something I picked. And then a question, I would kindly like her to really to touch on evening out like dinners, because on the corporate world, sometimes we get invited to corporate dinners. So if you can kindly touch a bit on that.
Okay, thank you so much. I think Gloria is on, so she'll do that.
Okay,
Gloria.
Thank you. Yes. Thank you so much. Yes, Friday evening, and the event is on Saturday. How do you get dressed to go? So for me, I always say, sometimes it's official. So I have my corporate color is green. So I always have maybe a nice evening dress in green, waiting for those invitations. Or you could do black. Black is fine. And then you can.
Okay, I think Gloria's network. Yes, I think she's having an issue with the network, but I'm sure she will come back soon. I'm sure she will join us soon. But before she joins, I like the fact that Theodora touched also on the
homeware. As women, I think one of the things we should be very conscious of is the way we dress at home, because even if not for the fact that we have our spouses, especially our men around us, who want to see us always looking good, our kids, if we have kids around or we have other people in the house, they're also looking up to us. So we should always look good, whether we are going to work, whether we are at home, whether we are doing some gardening, or I think we should look very good at home. For me, if the men are around, we should look very romantic and quite sexy, because men have a problem with their eyes. And the more they see us look nice, the more they appreciate us better. So we should be smart at home, wear some nice shorts, maybe some nice, maybe we'll say sometimes there are other people in the house, so we don't want to wear quite revealing stuff. But in the bedroom, for me, when it comes to our nighties, our lingeries, we shouldn't joke with it. It's all part of the wardrobe. Abby, it's all part of the wardrobe. So please, our hair, our nails, I mean, the way we look at home should be on point. It's not just for the office or for church, but in the bedroom, in the kitchen, I mean, we should look good. Oh, Presido, I did lie. Presido, you did there.
Oh, I'm here,
Presido, are
Pa.
you there? Okay,
Thank you, thank you. Yes, I'm here. I'm listening. Thank you.
you're welcome.
Yeah.
So I think Gloria is having a problem with her network, but I'm sure she'll join us. But I think when it comes to evening wears, or I think she was trying to say that black, you can never go wrong with black. So black is something that you should always have in your wardrobe. Sometimes as part of the kind of event you're going, you don't want to overdress. So probably you don't want to wear the very scaly dresses where the sparklings are too much. But if you have a nice black dress, at least the accessories can add up to some sort of sparkles, and then it will make you look beautiful at night. Your shoe can be, there are new shoes in town, colorful shoes. So even if it's a black dress, but you can get a very nice shoe to go with. It can be gold, it can be green, it can be dark blue. I mean, something that will give it a color. I think it won't be bad. But I'm not the fashionista tonight, so I'm sure when she joins us, she'll tell us more on it. So if there are any comments, whilst we
Jenny,
wait
I'm
for her-
back.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry, my network is so unstable.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yes, like you said, you could add those charismatic earrings that will bring attention to your face. So let's say your earring could match with your shoe or your purse, not necessarily your dress. That also enhance your look. So we could also look at that. You also want to show a bit of skin. That is, if you are going out with your friends or your partner, that's where you can show a bit of skin as well, maybe to make you feel good. But when it comes to the evening formal wears, you also know what to wear. But please don't take your dresses to formal wears. They are so different. At least you need to get something for the evening. Any more?
Great. Thank you. Gloria, so before you came back, I was talking about the fact that, at home, touch a bit on how we look. Sometimes as women, I mean, we become too ordinary when it comes to home and the kind of things we wear in the kitchen, cooking, especially when you have your partner around you and your kids. I mean, you're conscious of the things you wear, but at least we should. I want us to touch a little bit on that, because we have quite a number of young people who are yet to maybe formalize their relationships and have some good relationship with their partners. So I would love us to touch a bit on that too. Thank you.
Okay. You see, when we are shopping, we usually don't shop for home, like house tasks, but that is where you also need to put in a bit of effort. You could do the jeans skirts, the jeans shorts, the jeans trousers, the sleeveless jeans dresses, shirts, dresses. You could also do that. Then you can do a lot of colors because you are home. So you can work with a lot of colors that you fancy, colors that you like. So we shouldn't restrict ourselves. It doesn't always have to be African print dress. It could be a shorts, it could be a trouser, anything that you are comfortable with. For me, what I do is Saturday, if I will do cleaning, if I will cook, I'll wear something. When I finish, I will wash myself up and then wear like proper. If I'm wearing like a pink shorts and a pink top, then I wear that. Because sometimes those ones are also a bit uncomfortable when you have to be doing the house chores and stuff. So you could wear, yes, the big baggy ones to finish your house chores and then like dress properly and stay at home. But sometimes we just think that we are home. So we wear what we are comfortable, but we have to be careful about those things.
Thank you so much, Gloria. Please, are there any questions? Yes, please.
Yes, I have a question. Thanks so much for sharing these great tips. I have a question regarding footwear and for formal occasions or formal events and settings. Would shoes be the only recommended footwear?
Please, your line is breaking. I can hardly hear you.
Okay, I also typed the question in the chat. I'm
Okay,
asking
so
about
okay.
footwear.
She's asking about footwear. Do we always have to wear? I'm trying to read it. Let's see if I'll get it.
Jenny.
Yeah, so she was asking about footwear. She says, thanks for these great tips. On footwear, are shoes the only recommendation for formal settings?
I would say shoes and sandals, not wedges. Shoes and sandals are good depending on how you want to wear it, but not wedges or slipper high. Even high heel slippers doesn't work for corporate evening outfits.
Okay, thank you so much. Any more questions, comments? Okay, Winifred says thank you. Any more questions or comments?
Sorry, Doc.
Yes,
I have
please.
one follow-up. I have one follow-up on the dinner wear. Okay.
Yes, please.
So I don't know what your take on the color red for corporate. I'm asking this because I know that there was a time when you go out, you see a lot of red, people like wear red to work, but like to dinners, corporate dinners to be precise. But sometimes some people have the notion that it becomes too bright. And the few I've attended recently, I don't really see a lot of red. I see a lot of the blacks, the royal blues, dark blue, maybe dark green and stuff. So I don't know. So you see that where the red is like it's you stand out. So I don't know what's your take on that because I'm trying to build a wardrobe around my dinner wear. I just want some kind of guidance.
Okay, thank you. Gloria, please, over to you.
Yes, I would say you can wear red. Let's say if it's a corporate event and maybe you are getting an award or something, you want to stand out. You could wear something that will make you stand out. Maybe, there are different shades of red. You could do with the darker shades going into the burgundies and stuff. It's fine. But yes, if you want to create attention and you feel you have a red dress and you want to wear, for me, once you wear it right, I don't think there should be any problem with it.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. Any more questions, please, or comments, or anything on your mind? Gloria, maybe before any question comes, what about our nails? The kind of nail polishes that we use, the kind of makeup that we do to work, especially. Can you touch on that?
Yes, I am not a makeup expert, but I'll touch on that. So for the nails here, we try to go the nudes, like the colors that are not too bright. I must say, sometimes we get bored. So once in a while, we do the reds. But for conversation or put your hand on a table and all we see is your red nail polish or your purple nail polish or your blue nail polish. Sometimes it looks out of place. So for proper corporate, yes, we don't go by it, but for proper corporate, it has to be the naturals, the nudes. That is what is acceptable. When it comes to makeup, we have daily makeup and we have occasional makeups. So you need to know what works for you, daily makeup. I don't think that is why you need to do the highlights and the contours and all that. But I need to know what fits you for your daily makeup. And then you reserve the contours and other things for outings, Sundays and stuff. But then maybe if you have an important meeting and you want to look great, you could do those things once in a while. It's your birthday and you are going to work, but you should have a daily makeup and then an outing makeup.
Thank you so much.
The challenge down here is that most of the time we don't get our right shades. So as you try to do minimal, when you come out, it's a bit much. But everybody knows what they are comfortable with. So just work with what you are comfortable with, and then it's good. When it comes to lipstick, yes, some people like it bright, some people like it. It depends on you. Maybe you won't want to wear red lipstick the whole week. But yeah, middle of the week, Wednesday or Thursday, if you feel like it, put it on and feel good.
Thank you so much. Let me quickly read it. Somebody is asking a question. Just pick it up. Says, okay, thank you for the great information. Ekia says, is wine okay? So I'm guessing, Ekia, are you asking wine in terms of dress or in terms of shoe or in terms of nail polish, please?
It was in terms of the corporate outing, the dinners and stuff. You remember somebody posed a question about wearing red.
Okay.
Yes.
Like a darker shade of red, wine, burgundy.
Wine is good.
Yeah.
Personally, I love wine a lot. So yes, I think wine is good. Yes. Yes. Okay, and wine can go with, gold
have to be the. Sorry.
No, please go on.
I was saying that it just doesn't have to be so bright. There are weddings in the evenings as well. When the reception goes, like if you go for a wedding around 2:00, most likely the reception is going to be from 5, 6. You could wear those bright colors there. But for the corporate ones, yeah, the dark shades, it could be dark emerald green, dark navy blue, like it just has to be dark. So that, once it's corporate, it's a sense of seriousness. That's not when you're going to wear your yellow, unless your brand color is yellow, and then you need to represent in that. You could, but apart from that, for corporate evenings, it's still serious work. So you don't want to look fancy and unserious, drawing attention to yourself. So you might want to go on the dark shades.
Okay,
great.
Thank you.
Okay, there's another question. It said, can you please talk about outfit for a formal employment interview?
Yes, I would say a formal employment interview is your trouser suit or your skirt suit, depending on how comfortable you are. That is what I recommend. I won't recommend. I've heard people, I don't think I will maybe a dress suit, but I will not wear a dress without a jacket to a formal interview. Maybe my second interview, I will wear it. But the first one, I will wear a trouser suit or a skirt suit or a dress suit with a jacket for the first one. Depending, because I'm a banker, my mind is skewed towards banking. So for that is what I will wear too. But maybe the subsequent interviews, I could wear maybe a nice dress suit with a nice pearl or something to go. A nice dress, but for my first one, I would wear something with a jacket on it, and I won't want to do a mismatch. I'll probably get the same color top, same color down, so that I look very serious and formal.
Great, thank you. And also, I would just chip in that for interviews, let's be very careful with the kind of makeup we do. Sometimes people go for interviews. I've been on a panel where, the shoe the person brought in, it was beautiful, but she couldn't even walk. And all these things we need to look at. You should be very comfortable because it allows you to position yourself well and be poised for the kind of people you are going to face. And also our makeup, when we are going for interviews, let's be quite professional, whether it's a very formal one or online. I think we should be careful with the kind of appearance that we show up with. Any more questions, please, or comments?
Yeah. Can I ask a question, please?
Yes, please.
Okay, so Gloria, please, can you touch on hair? You know, hair in a professional setup, like a corporate setup. You know, the way some people do extensions with colors and all that, you know, wild colors, some wine, some, you know, even natural, natural hair. Some people will keep it tidy. And even if it's natural, it has to be done in a way that is really, presentable. So can you please touch on that a bit, please?
Yes, that's very interesting because when we started banking, we're not allowed to add color to our hairs, but now we see that a lot. It just had to be your natural color. But now a lot of people add color, especially people who have the natural hairs, those who are doing the twist and stuff. So I would say that for hair, it has to be personal to you. But then again, you have to know that you don't have to go too big. We have fancy hairs and we have like corporate hairs. So you need to know what works for you. And then for the color, when we started banking, there were no colors. And I think a lot of HRs have been silent on it because I don't know whether they think it's discrimination. But when we started, we were told that we shouldn't add colors to our hair. Even shoes, we're not supposed to wear open-toe shoes to work. So if it's in a formal setting, but I see that they overlook a lot of these things these days, maybe looking at what you bring on and not what you look. But you have to be careful and know what works for you. Like you are saying, you also have to know yourself. There are some hairdos that you need to change them often. Let's say you are in braids. You do the braids for maybe after a month. You have to know that the front part will be going off. So it's either you take it off or you redo the front part so that it looks clean. Even when you do the weave-ons, for those who cannot wear the wake ups and stuff, even when you do the weave-on, your natural hairs that they leave in front, they grow. So it's either you go, they touch up the front so that it looks nice again at the back, or you take it off, you redo it. But I see that these days, because of the wigs and stuff, a lot of women don't have time to even treat their natural hair, go to the salons. But I think we need to make time for that. That's all I can say about the hair.
Thank you so much, Gloria.
Thank you.
I can see, is it Hajara or somebody's hand is up? It's been up for a while. Please, is it Juliet? Juliet, please, you can ask your question if you have. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much and good evening. Please, I wanted to find out especially about the home. I think they were asking us to dress properly based on the person that is in the house, maybe your husband or your partner. But I wanted to find out, sometimes you dress for the person or just to look good for the person, but there you go with a knock at the door of a visitor coming. So at that point where the dress was meant for your husband, but a third party is coming in, please, do we go in to change over so that we don't expose too much to the third party? Or please, what do you advise you do when a third party comes in, when you purposely dress for your husband or just to look attractive for your husband? Thank you.
I'm laughing here, but I'll leave Gloria to answer this.
Okay, maybe Jenny, we have to answer together. Yes, I don't know how old you are, but for me now, if I'm wearing shorts, or the length of my shorts, it divides my thigh into two. So even though it's a short, it doesn't expose so much. Yes, at my age, I will not wear the booty shorts and stuff. But yes, if you are young and you are that, yes, when the visitor is coming in, you do not want to expose that. So maybe you could go in to wear a skirt or something to cover up. But it's good to expose yourself to your husband when you are there alone. But for us now at our age, a lot of people here, you can still wear the shorts, but not the very short ones. We have that goes below the knee. And also looking at your age, you wear what is appropriate for you.
Okay, thank you. I think, Gloria, before when you went off, I said something, and I'm sure the question is based around there. So I was of the view that, as women, especially we've come a bit far. Sometimes you forget yourself, and when you're at home, you would want to just dress, to feel comfortable. But then for the fact that we have maybe children around, I was saying that we should be sensitive to the things we wear. However, when we are left alone with our partners, we should look hot, we should look sexy, we should look very romantic. So I'm sure the question is in line with that. So just like Gloria said, I can wear shorts, but not the very small one like my night dress, you get it. But if somebody knocks at my door and I can quickly put a robe or something around it, I would quickly do that. And it's not good to, like you said, expose too much to somebody who it is not meant for. So Juliet, please, as much as we want you to look good and we want you to look very sweet, especially if you're married or if you have a partner just about to get married, or you have a partner, whether married or not, just remember that it is for that person, like you said, it's not for the other person. So be careful of what you are exposing. On a follow-up question to that, Gloria, sometimes we say we should show skin, right? As women, we shouldn't cover everything up. So maybe stepping out and you have like a dress which is showing a bit of your cleavage. To what extent, sometimes, honestly, you should know that, look, this one there is too much, or this one, it's okay. Some people, per their maybe background or religious, psychic, they don't even want to show any part of their skin. Even when it comes to their arms, they don't want to wear sleeveless stuff. Unfortunately, I don't know, but I've also become very so concerned about, maybe because of the corporate life. I used to wear very like sleeveless stuff a lot. But now, unfortunately, because of corporate lifestyle, maybe sometimes I forget myself and I always want to cover myself, especially when you're going before the camera or you're doing something that is public and you never know who will pick a picture of you to take outside, So to what extent should we show skin small?
I would say that show skin as comfortable as you are. As you grow, you lose your sense of sexiness. And sometimes you need to bring it back yourself. I would advise, if you are showing a lot of skin, then you need to have a partner you are with or somebody you are going out with. Because if you go out there alone showing a lot of cleavage, boys will think that you want them to call you. But if I'm going out with my husband and I'm showing a lot of cleavage, I'm going out with my partner, I'm already protected. People will not come into that circle. So let's be mindful to what times we also show that skin. Because if you are going out, maybe alone, going to have a drink or going to have drinks with your girlfriend, and you're wearing very, very short dress, people will hit at you. So you have to be careful. Most of the time, if you are going out with your partner, you are going with people you are comfortable with in a group, then you can do what you like. But be mindful, maybe if you are going alone or something like that. So that's the tip I will give.
Thank you so much. I think our session will end in about 5 minutes. It's been wonderful engaging all of you, especially a very big thank you to Gloria, our facilitator for tonight. It's been wonderful. A lot of insights have been shared and I have taken a lot and I'm sure you have too. So I don't know if we have any last minute questions before we say good night. 1 minute.
Yes, a last minute question from Thelma, please.
Sure, please.
So it's just an add-on. There's a quote that says, you're never fully dressed until you wear a smile. Just to top up what Gloria has been giving us all the tips, let's remember that when we dress good, we should smile. Sometimes you see someone dressed so nice, you want to compliment the person, but the face and the look doesn't permit you to say anything. So let's not forget to wear our smiles when we dress as beautifully as she has guided us. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Smiling even adds more beauty to us, isn't it? So it's been wonderful, Gloria. Thank you so much for the great insights you've shared with us. And I know that we've all taken something and we are going to also share. Knowledge, when you keep it to yourself, is not the best. So let's go and share the good news with our different networks, with our friends and our families, with our loved ones, and even with our teams at work. It's been wonderful having you all. If you are not a member of the WISE Network and you want to join us, please feel free and go to our website, and then you can join us through the link, or you can also contact me on WhatsApp. See you again next month ending. Okay, so tomorrow is October. But before we go, I have a very great news for all of us. WISE Network is going to partner Google and then Impact Her, Harvard Business School, from next month. But the program will start actually in November. So Google is trying to empower a lot of ladies who are doing businesses. And we've been blessed to have this partnership with them. And it's going to take effect from the month of November, the whole of November. So it will be twice in a week, 1 hour each. They're going to take us through how we can digitalize our businesses and how we can take our businesses to the next level. And this is just the beginning of greater partnerships that we are looking out for outside Ghana. And so I would entreat all of you and even your friends and loved ones who are doing businesses to actually come on board. We would allow people who are not part of the network to take to be part of this, because it's a free thing, and then we'll be certified after that. So I will keep you posted. And once it's time, I would encourage all of us to learn. Even if you don't have a business today, you might have a business tomorrow. So it's good for you to learn something in terms of the kind of era we find ourselves. Thank you so much, and have a great evening and a wonderful weekend. Thank you once again, Gloria.
Thank you for the opportunity as well.
You're welcome. And for me, I think we will have to have this again and again and again and again. Thank you so much.
I will definitely. Just let me know, and then we'll come back with something else.
Sure. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ladies, and have a good evening. If you are still driving home, please drive safely and get home. And make sure that you enjoy your weekend, okay? Have a good weekend. Okay. Thank you so much. Take time to rest and have some fun. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.